Are you a full tithe payer?
Travis Wingoodsall. In the news last night, a couple of Mormon kids were rescued by the church from their apostate mother, who had obtained legal custody of her children. And the kids have been restored to the church here in Utah. Can you imagine? It wasn't too many months ago when the news talked about Mormon children in Missouri having been kidnapped by a cult group there in Missouri, and were being indoctrinated by that cult group. Finally rescued, returned to their rightful parents. But what if I had told you that last night's news was about FLDS teenagers, and that their apostate mother was a woman who left the FLDS church and was able to obtain legal guardianship of her children from a polygamous marriage? Yeah, now Mormons don't give a damn. Well, obviously, because they're false. It's amazing how Utah News uses different wording when it's Mormon kids versus FLDS kids. When it's the Mormon church, the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, versus the anti-Mormon, anti-Christ, apostate, Korahor church of the FLDS church. Not too dissimilar from the worldwide news when covering Islam versus Israel. So Pam Bondi is putting out the warning to be on the lookout to report sleeper cells of Iran in the United States of America. We are waiting for that trigger event that will start World War III. Armageddon has already happened. Trump put his bunker buster feet in the Holy Land of the Bible and has now saved the Jews, as Iran has now agreed to a ceasefire agreement permanently with Israel. They're still going to fund and order the operations of the others against Israel. But, you know. So I've warned you that we had sleeper cells here in Utah. It's real easy to figure out when you know the real church history. Not just with Islam, Israel, but of Christianity and the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. When you know the truth, not being told what to believe and you felt it was true. That's how people will get you into a cult group. They tell you what to believe and you have to believe them, and now it's true. And then you are easily conned with the news example from last night. The FLDS Church are the bad people, obviously, because the mother was in an illegal religious group that constantly gets busted by the law. But the church does the same stuff. Why aren't they getting busted by the law? Well, it's because the church is Jew, Travis. No, it's because you have a higher population running the government to avoid prosecuting the church as duly required in the Constitution of the United States of America and the laws pursuant thereof. And so that's why. And this is why I expose the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, knowing the real church history. Because I don't read somebody's book from an anti-Mormon, anti-Christ, apostate, corohor, or even a faith promoter. I was educated in how to do the scientific research and development for confirmation of truth, which was taught to me first from the Book of Mormon. Yes, science in the Book of Mormon. And yet they still claim there are cows in ancient America? Prophecy and revelation, not literal history. Right there by Joseph Smith in his introduction in 1830. He let people know this is not literal history. It is predicting the future. It is the day and the hours of the predictions of the future. And so none of the stories are true. The stories are to help you understand the plot to coup the United States of America in the future. They give you the date of the start of it. Right there in 1 Nephi chapter 1. Prophecy and revelation. And thus, why Lehi's second vision is an exact same pattern match with Joseph Smith's history, visions, the second vision. Exact same pattern match. And so what Joseph Smith is actually telling you in the second vision is the coming date for your Christ, Mormons. The Jewish Christ. The Jewish Christ. Because verse 40, he tells you our Christ is the Jewish Christ. And he quotes that scripture from Acts, which is the Jewish Christ. Not Christian Jesus, Jewish. Acts was written by Jews. A Jew. Not a Christian. There were no Christians until the creation of Christianity, 325 CE. Next month, 1700 years into August. And I don't hear the Pope planning a big celebration for the creation of Christianity and the creation of Jesus. And the creatio ex nihilo of him as a museon. Not real. Because Constantine made up the word. Christians who are upset by this deny their own church history. Just like any single member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints denying their own church history of the emergence of the Danites, who are the threat to the United States of America warned about in the Book of Mormon. By Joseph Smith, who calls out Brigham Young and his 12 as the enemies. And so Brigham Young had Joseph Smith assassinated, took over his church, turned it Christian, fled the country, kidnapped Mormons who were indoctrinated into the falsehoods of the Christian church, another testament of Jesus Christ, and the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. And Brigham Young kept that deception going by forging documents in his 1844 and 1876 Doctrine and Covenants. And to this day, the news cannot report anything correctly as a result. Real simple stuff. So, the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, according to the Book of Mormon, which we are witnessing is actually getting fulfilled, after 2021, MAGA cried as sensitive snowflakes, saying, "Not our president. We demand a national divorce." Well, that was right here in the Book of Mormon, encoded in literal history story form, so that Mormons won't know. The people were divided one against another, and they did separate one from another into tribes, and thus they did destroy the government of the land. The regulations of the government were destroyed because of the secret combination of the friends and kindreds of those who had murdered Joseph Smith and Hiram. It's getting fulfilled. And so, Trump deportation. Again, Brigham Young confessed. 1844. He framed and blamed Joseph using the date of July 8th, 1838. This was never Joseph Smith's economy. Joseph Smith's economy is still available for you to know the truth of, not just in the Book of Mormon or the Bible, but also the Doctrine and Covenants. Tithing is for the poor. And yet, Section 119 comes out and says, nope, tithing is for the building of the temple and your entrance to get in to be worthy, the laying the foundation of our kingdom to coup the government, for priestcraft, and for the debts of the lavish lifestyle of the president of the church. But this is only the beginning. Now you also have to pay 1/10 of all your wages. Benson scrapped interest annually. So now if you're a poor person having to work for somebody else for less than a living wage, you still have to pay tithing first. Trump is America First from the KKK that his daddy was arrested for in that Queens incident. He defines what America First means. For the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, it's tithing first. If you give to the poor through the fast offerings, that's from your own funds. You have to pay to the storehouse of the Lord. There is no storehouse here, by the way. Oaks, question. Oh, I have to go report to my stake president for disciplinary action now? You're not caught on yet? About authoritarian this church is. That wasn't ever a clue that maybe this church isn't a church of love. Verses 5 and 6 talk about the deportation that Trump is doing. The church purposely took in refugees. The church purposely took in those who have been given immigrant processing. And yes, the pre-MAGA purposely failed to do their job, made it a long, dragged-out process where people still, after 10 years, have not been granted immigrant status. Green cards to become citizens. Nonetheless, all set up. The church allowed Utah to grant DEI a changing of their driver's licenses, changing of their birth certificates. Oh, you think you are? Okay, go ahead, make the change. Church has been going after those who watch porn. We want to know. We want a list of those who are watching porn. I mean, they need to sign in to prove they're over 18. We got to protect children. They're making some lists. They're checking them twice. They're gonna deport who's on those blacklists. The Church of Jesus Christ is evil. Deportation. That's why all these lists are being made, to deport you. You fell for the trap. And yeah, psychology. That's why Utah has the highest per capita of psychologists anywhere in the world. They came from Nazi Germany. They tortured Jews. They were given asylum to work with the CIA to brainwash the masses here in the United States of America, to thank their American liberators. So regardless of where you go, psychology permeated our culture. And so thus, MAGA versus the deep state Dems. That's a false dichotomy. Why does it have to be extremist choices? The Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints versus everyone. If you're not with us, you're against us. I'm the decider, Dad. Mission accomplished. If you see something, say something. Just not if it's MAGA that you see it. Just not if it's the church. It's apostates. It's the deep state. You have to report those people. You people. Report them. Lock them up. Deport them. So yes, the tactics of the enemy are very obvious. They keep repeating it over and over again. And so, we knew this was coming. We all saw it. Most people were in denial. Utah is a sanctuary state. They outwardly profess and vote MAGA because of the gerrymandering that had been done decades ago to ensure that MAGA always prevails. But if we were to have a popular vote in Utah, the gerrymandering would be exposed. Utah is now blue. It's only the gerrymandering that prevents showing what Utah's true color is. And so there are a whole bunch of people who need to be kicked out of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, Zion. Those who are not paying tithing because they left the church. Those who are not obeying the church. All have to go. You have to keep the statutes and judgments. You have to pay tithing, or you are not to be found worthy to abide in Zion. It shall not be a land of Zion unto you. You got to be deported. And so the church purposely set this all up. Purposely have been separating the wheat from the tares, the true Mormons versus the apostates, so that it can all be set up for Trump's second coming to deport the DEI illegal criminal apostates from the land. MAGA states were to self-deport, like Texas. They're actively involved in this deportation plan. And because of the vast numbers in Texas, they asked for Trump's help. Thus, Trump sent in the military to the border. Trump sent in ICE with military Barbie. To do her fashion shows live from the war zone. I want that dolly, Mommy. I don't know why Trump isn't doing that merchandising yet. Come on, Trump. You've got gold! Gold! Little girls all across America can have 3 dolls rather than 30 of military Barbie. Ice Barbie. Deportation Barbie. Sanctuary State Barbie. Gold! And you're worried about a phone? That apparently there is none, there's just an advertising for it? What the bleep? Come on, Trump. Give us the doll. Hand it over. So many missed opportunities. Democrat states have to be invaded. ICE have to be activated and sent in. Los Angeles, ooh, those Dodgers. Send in the National Guard. See the difference? To turn the MAGA, to deport, to only have MAGA supporters left. Everybody, not just undocumented illegals, not those who came in illegally and had children illegally, naturally born citizens. But DEI, Trump immediately put a stop to it. It's now biological sex of male and female, making America male and female again. And yet, DEI still having their pride parades, still defying, still having secret underground drag queen book hours for story kids stories. Story hour. Still defying Trump. But you put yourselves on the blacklist. You allowed to get married and have a license. The state of Utah is considered a MAGA state because of the gerrymandering. But Cox, like the Texas governor, was required to purge Utah of all Trump's list of illegals, thus following Section 119 of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. Vyman wouldn't have done it. That's why the church put you in, Cox. But Cox is not doing it. He has an insider in Homeland Security who he's able to handcuff ICE in the state of Utah. So there haven't been these massive raids of over 600,000 who are just the illegal undocumented. Then we add in the DEIs, where the church pretends to hate you by burning down bridges after building them with you, as you suppose. Oh, the church is becoming supportive of LGBTQIAPO+. In Canada, they added 2S at the beginning. Yay! Church is now true. We got them. We turned them. Oh, Oak spoke at General Conference. Oh, he burned down the bridge. We were making progress as progressives. Yeah, you fell for it. Time and time again. You gotta go. Are you not gonna read? You're not gonna trust me? You're not gonna listen, huh? You're sure that anti-Mormon, antichrist, apostate corahors are true, and we're not listening to you, Travis. We were Mormon, and we weren't listening to you then either, but we found out the truth that they've lied, so that we don't know the truth. Still acting like a Mormon. Stop it. Cox is not doing it. And so, sure enough, we have protests, we have pride parades, all demanding that the Trump administration stop in the state of Utah. Cox is not declaring you the enemy of the people. He's not declaring you terrorists. He's not sending in the National Guard to beat you down, lock you up, deport you. If we had Herbert, he would have done it. He did do it in 2020. Wait a minute, there's a lot of pattern matching between 2020 and 2021 and 2024 and 2025. Why? What's going on? Why are there a pattern match of the first coming and the second coming of Trump? Could it possibly be that there was a sister missionary, 19 years of age, who leaked Dallin H. Oaks, who revealed what's actually going on in the big picture? Nobody was ever supposed to know, especially me. And the Mormon YouTube employee down in Utah County made the biggest boo-boo of his entire life. Not just the federal felonies that he's committing by silencing my channel so that you won't find out about these videos. Dallin H. Oaks. And apparently, from Church News last night, from Sunday night, that I found out last night, apparently there's several speakers from the apostles and the first presidency who speak with the new mission presidents that are going out. That it's a multi-day, indoctrination. And so back in 2020 in Las Vegas, Nevada, it wasn't just Oaks, that there was somebody else speaking, others speaking, as the Church News has told us about this year's event that concluded on Sunday with Nelson in a pre-recorded video. That's my Church News video last night, and I'm sure offended every Mormon. But I swear I didn't find out about it until after I recorded the video. I'm innocent. It was just a coincidence. Hilarious. Hilarious. And so this makes it even more devastating with this added knowledge. To have Oaks, March 14th, 2020, Las Vegas, Nevada, to the new mission presidents and their wives. And President Marquis singles out Dallin H. Oaks' talk, not whoever else was speaking. Oaks, who said that 2020 and 2021 is not going to be the end of the world, the second coming of Jesus. We're only going to be running a test, a trial run. And he's clueless that that's what it meant. He reads the words. They're in English. He knows English. He knows English grammar. He knows English word definitions. And yet, because it's the church, all of a sudden, all his linguistic knowledge of English is gone. And he can't read and comprehend what he reads from Oaks. Confessing that he is the great and abominable church, overthrowing the government, murdering mankind, stealing money, the threefold mission of the church. For missionaries. And so he shares this in a letter to state presidents and parents, as well as the missionaries. And little 19-year-old Sister Jessica, because Monson changed the age. And so she, because of Monson's change, she posts the letter on her mission website. She's not supposed to go out until 21. It was never going to get posted by anybody. But Sister Jessica did it because she's 19 and Monson made the age change. Do you see how impossible this is to have occurred, to be leaked? Nobody was supposed to know this. Nobody. Not you. Not me. And then a YouTube Mormon creator found it at the end of last year. A month after Nelson got up and said, well, he didn't get up, he's still in his wheelchair. It's still a pre-recorded message. I think, or was he in conference? I know April it was a... It's hard to tell now. What are pre-recorded messages and what are him in his wheelchair? But they heard Nelson say, in the coming day, Jesus' second coming. Now, I did the videos all these times. Nelson has been teasing you on this the whole time. It's just finally, she caught it. And caught Sister Jessica a month after. Making the connection that 2024 and 2025 is not a test run. Jesus is coming. He's coming to burn you, steal your money, and coup the government. Church is so true. And so she, having a crush that can't be admitted to another YouTube Mormon guy, who likewise has a crush on her, but he can't admit it. Don't want to ruin anything, so he just won't talk about it. And so he made a video on it. Acknowledged her, has given it to him. And then the Mormon YouTube employee down in Utah County, who all this time is showing me how true the church is and how wrong I am that the Book of Mormon is prophecy and revelation. No, Travis, it's literal history. You're wrong. Church is true, not you. Joseph Smith and the Book of Mormon are not Jewish, they're Christian. Here's a video I'm recommending to prove it to you. Jesus is coming and he's gonna burn you. Thank you. He knows that after 2021, I'm going, what the hell happened? Why was there no Armageddon? 2024 comes along. Oh my God. Everything has been fulfilled. What happened? Why are we not in Zion? And here I am in this apartment. I'm finding out other stuff. I'm exposing the church, their whole plot. I know what was supposed to have happened. What happened? Why didn't it happen? What's going on? Oh my God. A test run? Bleeping test run. Oh my God. Oh my God. A bleeping test run. See, the church never wants to get involved in merchandising. They make their money criminally. Whereas legitimate corporations know they have to merchandise if they're going to make a lot of money. The church can easily make a whole ton of money to draw in kids to the church by having dolls of sister missionaries. The Sister Jessica doll. Hello? Brilliant! $1 billion idea. Wasted because the church says, well, it takes away from the spirit. So thus, no Book of Mormon dolls. They shut that down quick. No prophet dolls. No! It takes away from the spirit. No. It allows the kids to be exposed as apostates or true Mormons. Billy, why are you putting Nelson in the microwave? because he told me I couldn't keep my money for candy. I had to give it to the church. Oh my God. Priceless. Oh man, that was awesome. Oh my God. Yeah. So those of you who are still listening are well aware that I've gone over the real church history, Thomas B. Marsh's affidavit exposing the Danite plot, vindicating Joseph Smith because they were dumb enough to put out Section 117 the year before Brigham Young died, claiming it was Joseph, and therefore Joseph condemns Newell K. Whitney for being a Danite. And therefore Joseph Smith was not the leader of the Danites, but was framed and blamed by them as Brigham Young took over the church. So thus, when he got out, they had to do a new plan to murder him. And then the Nauvoo expositor was the perfect opportunity to do that, to have Joseph murdered. Rather than have him become president and murder him as president. And so the South were the ones who had to step up on that part of the plan to murder Abraham Lincoln instead of Joseph Smith. Whew. Oh my God. Priceless gems. Eggs of great price. Okay, so this is what we're waiting for. Trump, by bombing Iran, is trying to trigger Iran to cause a 9/11 event in America. So Trump can be justified in doing a full military blitz on America to complete the deportation. But again, it's still under the belief that MAGA states are to do it themselves, and deep state Dem states are the ones who will be invaded by Trump. And if there are any MAGA states that have sanctuary states in them, that yeah, Trump will go in to help them with those. But this is where Utah is putting themselves in great danger because of Cox not understanding the bigger picture, wanting clarification over and over again. We are locking up the illegals. No, Cox, you dumbass. The church wants everybody deported so that when they get their kingdom back after America falls and Trump is murdered by the church, that they won't have very many people left to deport. Because if they get the kingdom now, and they say that we're deporting all of you apostates who are not paying tithing, all of you who are DEI, we're sending you down into the concentration camp in BYU to have conversion therapy, there's going to be an uproar. There will be war in the streets of Salt Lake City. Because there are an overwhelming number who are not MAGA. You see this with the attendance at the Pride Parade at Juneteenth and protests against Trump. Cox is not doing his job as a MAGA governor. He thinks he's protecting the church. He is not listening. He's not reading his scriptures. It's backfiring. The church indoctrinated Mormons too well. Brilliant merchandising idea. Brilliant. Billy, no! Not Oaks! Why, Billy? They deleted Packer's little factory talk. I like that little factory talk. What is a little factory, Mommy? Can you buy it for me for Christmas? Oh my God. Who's? You're angry. No, I'm not. Yes, you are. No, I'm not. Yes, you are. You're saying I'm angry is making me angry. Unbelievable. And so, yes, Joseph Smith has warned you that this was going to happen. And because of this, Trump is going to be mad at Utah. And will come in as a thief in the night to destroy. And if not Trump, Iran. If not Iran, because if you've not paid attention, all this was supposed to have happened already. People are not doing it. Trump is purposely provoking people to violence so that he can then justify sending in the military. And so in the beginning, he's not really fully justified, only through his accusations. And so judges say, no, Trump. Trump gets prosecuted over and over again. People protest. He needs a 9/11 event triggered. And people have been failing so far. Deep state Dems ain't doing it. They never will. The immigrants, yeah, Fox News was all over this long before it even happened. Oh, they're invaders. Oh, there's going to be a 9/11 event. We are warning America. This invasion is going to cause a terrorist attack. Never happened. They never got triggered to cause a terrorist attack. And so Fox News had to blow up out of proportion the individual incidences in New York and other places where an illegal murdered somebody or attacked somebody. But the percentage, very minimal. Very minimal. Nothing of a terror attack of a 9/11 event that Fox News was hyping it up to be. And so likewise, the Democrats, yeah. Instead of saying, wait a minute, AI, first time ever being used? Oh, okay, go ahead, yeah. We're able to transfer of power and admit that we lost. Yeah, you just handed over the government to Trump, didn't you? Shocked that, how could she lose? Everybody was coming to our concerts and parades. And we lost? Not even a contest? But Trump was all set to rig it, set to have MAGA be the trigger to cause the terrorist attacks. But AI proved to be more effective than everybody realized. Right, YouTube? This is why they shut down my videos. So that I won't have a projection of subscribers. Because every time I start having breakout videos, my projected subscribers goes up. They've got to shut me down. No, Travis, no. You cannot be like other creators. You're evil. You're exposing this church. We cannot let you have views. We made a mistake with that 40,000 view video that showed you that you knew everything that was going to happen right now. We have to shut you up, Travis. Shut you up. That's what we're waiting for, guys. The trigger. There you have it. So, yeah, we don't have time to cover the star chart news today. The big sign in the heavens that nobody will see because it's the sun becoming Jupiter, or Jupiter becoming the sun. So we'll do that as a separate video. I've got a rabbi thing that I wrote down for it. Already 8:30. There goes my day.